I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with a million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
Truck show season is back in full swing for 2022, and Overdrive Magazine is reporting from events with a close focus on individual truck owner-operators' custom modifications to their hardworking rigs. From the rigs featured in the long-running Mid-America Trucking Show in Louisville in March to events coming up on the West Coast and elsewhere, Overdrive's got you covered with videos, in-depth owner-operator interviews, and more. Find the latest and browse the archives to catch some of the most head-turning trucks working the road today via overdriveonline.com. And check out the custom rig section.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Deborah Rodriguez in New York. At last night's public hearing, January 6th investigators painted a frame-by-frame account of what former President Trump was doing and not doing while rioters overtook the Capitol.
His refusal to condemn the violence was indefensible. And so I knew that I would be resigning that evening.
Former Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Matthews and former Deputy National Security Advisor Matthew Pottinger both quit.
I simply didn't want to be associated with the events that were unfolding on the Capitol.
I'm Stephen Portnoy. The final hearing of this series was aimed at demonstrating how the former president's refusal to call off the riot was itself an offense. Loyola University law professor Lori Levinson says the Justice Department will have to consider what Mr. Trump's lawyers might argue.
If the president is ever charged, he will claim First Amendment rights, and he might even claim that in the end, he couldn't have done much about it.
President Biden is planning to work in isolation at the White House a day after he tested positive for COVID. Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Tests will confirm whether the 79-year-old president was infected by the highly contagious BA.5 subvariant, which is now responsible for nearly 80% of all U.S. cases.
A scare for Republican Congressman Lee Zeldin. Video posted online shows a man wearing brass knuckles with blades trying to tackle the politician during a speech near Rochester, New York. A man in the crowd tackled the suspect. Zeldin, who's running for governor, continued with his speech. There's no cooling off yet. The latest on the week-long heat wave from meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
The heat advisory has actually migrated north a little bit, so it now covers places like Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, and we have excessive heat warnings continuing out west.
Ukraine and Russia are set to sign an agreement today to unblock grain exports. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
This deal would end a standoff that has threatened food security worldwide. The UN says it will enable Ukraine to export millions of tons of grain that have been stuck due to the war. There will be a control center in Turkey, which helped broker the deal, and ships will be inspected to ensure they're carrying grain and fertilizer and not weapons.
You might have to wait until Monday for that package.
What's the day? Sunday. Well, what's that? A FedEx truck.
FedEx is suspending deliveries in some smaller markets on Sundays where independent contractors are demanding better pay and less volume. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Dick Morris says Donald Trump is running again. The famed political strategist reveals Trump's secret plan for 2024 in his new bestseller, The Return. In The Return, find out the 3 big threats Trump faces, including from big tech. Dick Morris says Trump will win and shares the plan. Newsmax says you must read The Return, an Amazon #1 bestseller. Find Dick Morris's The Return in bookstores or see the free offer. Go to thereturn911.com. That's thereturn911.com.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some Modose Sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-711-6818.
USPS is electrifying.
The Postal Service says it's stepping up its purchase of electric-powered vehicles. The move comes after the Biden administration and environmental groups say its plan to replace the fleet wasn't moving fast enough to meet national climate change goals. So the new plan is for USPS to upgrade 50% of its 50,000 next-gen vehicles to electric instead of just 20%. The first of those should roll out onto delivery routes next year. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
The Postal Service pays tribute to a 1960s folk singer. Pete Seeger's Forever stamp shows him in profile in an early 60s color-tinted black and white photo, singing and playing his 5-string banjo. It was unveiled at a ceremony last night in Newport, Rhode Island, ahead of this weekend's famous folk festival. Seeger died in 2014. He was 94. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Texting rolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Men over 40, is your body feeling soft and not as lean? Are you losing your energy, drive, or even your passion? If so, you could be feeling the loss of growth hormone. The reality is, as early as 25, your natural production of GH begins to significantly slow down, which means you start slowing down. Well, listen to this. New GH Boost from Nugenix is the world's first and only non-prescription supplement that safely supercharges your body's GH production at night when it naturally occurs. Clinical studies show the ingredients in GH Boost can increase your body's own GH levels more than 100% in just the first 90 minutes. And right now, Nugenix is letting every man in America try a complimentary 2-week sample by texting ARROW to 321-321 now. Get GH Boost and get your swagger back at the gym and in the bedroom. It's killing it at GNC, but you can only get your sample by texting ARROW to 321-321. That's ARROW to 321-321. Text ARROW to 321-321.
These products and statements are not provided by anybody up here. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Summer is here, so get out and enjoy the sun. At Callison, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is easy with the Make This the Summer event. The all-new Grand Wagoneer is here and ready for you and the great family fun. Summer is a blast in the new Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger with 0% APR for 72 months. Make this the summer. Hop online. We're here by chat, text, and phone to help you. CallisiAutomotive.com. Drive a little, save a lot. Plus finance through Chrysler Capital. $15.88,000 finance deal between toll factory 7. See you later.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earn at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Mark Patrick Seminars is coming to Montgomery Wednesday, July 27th for one day only. Here, Mark talks about how hypnosis works to help people lose weight and stop smoking.
We all have an image of ourselves. And that image, if we have an image of a non-smoker, we attract non-smoker behaviors and beliefs. So we have an image of a smoker, we attract the habits of a smoker. If we have an image of a person who is overweight, we live up to those expectations. So one of the things we focus on with our programs is this, is we work on, at the subconscious level, the image or snapshot of yourself. If you have a healthy image, you attract healthy habits. We work on, under hypnosis, taking the pleasure association out for smokers that they have towards smoking, putting back they already know consciously that it's a filthy, disgusting habit that they never wish they'd start in the first place, that's killing them dead. And we get them out of these sessions feeling good about themselves, and guess what? They want to do these things instead of feel like they have to do them.
Don't miss Mark Patrick Seminars, Wednesday, July 27th at the Hilton Garden Inn East. For more information, go to markpatrickseminars.com.
It could be information to change your life forever. Or the Something You Should Know podcast could just be something interesting. Eve Turner Paul, she's author of a book called Hungry.
Identifying yourself by what you don't eat on its surface can seem silly. A lot of these behaviors are driven by things like loneliness. Food on social media is a social currency, but also a way to facilitate connection.
Join Mike Carruthers and guests for Something You Should Know. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. And right now, save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO at checkout. Blindster.com.
Another day with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. As early as this morning, some scattered showers possible. Not a lot of wet weather expected this morning, but I can't rule it out through the afternoon into the evening today. Some scattered showers and storms. Temperatures cooler as well, only topping out in the upper 80s to near 90. Isolated showers and storms then this weekend, but a lot of us will have plenty of dry time Saturday and Sunday in the low to mid 90s.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We're looking good. Your Friday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. An equity loan or a cash-out refinance of your home may be just a phone call away. Call NCS, the company that answers their phone when you call. NCS of Wetumpka, 567-9000, NMLS 232876. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery. Buckle up, folks, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, balls ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. News out of Troy, police say a burglary suspect was shot and killed Tuesday night.
And being people's houses.
Less than a mile from the police department. Victim told officers an armed man was inside of his home, and after a struggle, the burglary suspect was shot, died at the scene. Police say the suspect was 19 and he is from Troy. A fire is being investigated in Elmore County. Eclectic fire officials confirmed.
What makes people think they can come in your house?
At the same time, strong sounds were moving through the area.
Come in your house and steal your stuff.
Happening this week, it's Return of Stars on the Riverfront, presented by the Alabama Dance Theater. Sunday and Monday night. Montgomery, WSFA 12 News is a proud sponsor. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headline.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio, with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mark Patrick Seminars is coming to Montgomery Wednesday, July 27th for one day only. Here, Mark talks about how hypnosis works to help people lose weight and stop smoking.
We all have an image of ourselves, and that image, if we have an image of a non-smoker, we attract non-smoker behaviors and beliefs. So we have an image of a smoker, we attract the habits of a smoker. If we have an image of a person who is overweight, we live up to those expectations. So one of the things we focus on with our programs is this, is we work on, at the subconscious level, the image or snapshot of yourself. If you have a healthy image, you attract healthy habits. We work on, under hypnosis, taking the pleasure association out for smokers that they have towards smoking, putting back in what they already know consciously, that it's a filthy, disgusting habit that they never wish they start in the first place, that's killing them dead. And we get them out of these sessions feeling good about themselves, and guess what? They want to do these things instead of feel like they have to do them.
Don't miss Mark Patrick Seminars, Wednesday, July 27th at the Hilton Garden Inn East. For more information, go to markpatrickseminars.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
tomorrow morning.
Good morning, and good morning again, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine, if you can. But the first thing you should be thankful for is that you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. It is time to rise and shine if you can. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It's time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. It is July the 22nd, 2022 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, live like you're healed. Our scripture insight today comes from Acts 3, 1 through 10. And Acts 3 and 8 says, then he went with them into the temple courts, walking and jumping and praising God. That is Acts 3 and 8. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is July the 22nd, 2022. It is another day that has never been, and this day won't ever come again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day, and you didn't. But more importantly, you don't get the chance to come back and undo some of the things that you did do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done on this day. If you have lived a while, you've seen, you have heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, while you can, reach back and help somebody else with a helping hand. As long as you can, while you can, until you can't. Bishop Elijah Mays said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, rest if you can, but never, ever, never give up. When the mountains of life get in your way, some too big to go over, some too deep to crawl off from under, and some too wide to go around, remember this. Ask for some help and go through the mountain. But don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. Never give up. Good morning, Montgomery. Live like you're healed. That's our daily bread for this day, July the 22nd, 2022. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Mike Whitmer, and I titled our reading, Live Like You're Healed. Two sisters from India were born blind. Their father was a hard-working provider, but he could never afford the surgery that would give them sight. Then a team of doctors came to their region on a short-term medical mission. The morning after their surgery, the girls smiled wide as the nurse unwrapped their bandages. One exclaimed, "Mother, I can see! I can see!" In Acts chapter 3, a man who had been lame since birth sat in his usual spot at a temple gate, begging for money. Peter told the man he didn't have coins, but he had something better. "In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, walk," he said. The man jumped to his feet and began to walk. Then he went jumping and praising God. The sisters and the man appreciated their eyes and legs, more than those who were never blind or lame. The girls couldn't stop blinking in amazement and celebration, and the man jumped to his feet. Consider your own natural abilities. How might you enjoy these abilities more, and how might you use them differently if you had been miraculously healed? Now consider this. If you believe in Jesus, He's healed you spiritually. He's rescued you from your sins. Let's thank the one who made and saved us and dedicate all that He gave us to Him. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Acts chapter 3, verses 1 through 10. One day, Peter and John were going up to the temple at the time of prayer, at 3 in the afternoon. Now a man who was lame from birth was being carried to the temple gate called Beautiful, where he was put every day to beg from those going into the temple courts. When he saw Peter and John about to enter, he asked them for money. Peter looked straight at him, as did John. Then Peter said, "Look at us." So the man gave them his attention, expecting to get something from them. Then Peter said, "Silver or gold I do not have, but what I do have, I give you. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, walk." Taking him by the right hand, he helped him up. And instantly the man's feet and ankles became strong. He jumped to his feet and began to walk. Then he went with them into the temple courts, walking and jumping and praising God. When all the people saw him walking and praising God, they recognized him as the same man who used to sit begging at the temple gate called Beautiful. And they were filled with wonder and amazement at what had happened to him. Let's pray. Father, thank you for ears to hear you, mouths to praise you, and hands and feet to serve you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, I forgot. No PT today. It's Friday. No PT. We take Fridays off with a reserve crew. Okay, we don't need to do it every day. 4 days a week is killing me already. Anyway, good morning to you. As we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Good morning, Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town. Got to pay homage. I want to say good morning to Chief Dale Albert and Sheriff Derek Cunningham and Mr. Jordan, who is head of our fire department and our fire medics. Good morning to all of those guys and to everybody else. Well, Aaliyah, which is really the state patrol, state troopers, but we'll just call them Aaliyah for that reason, but they changed the name. I don't know why. But anyway, all my truck drivers out there going up and down the freeways of coming through Alabama, good morning to you. And all my cab drivers, ambulance drivers, and don't forget my government sanitation department, who's out there way before I get here in the morning. And I get here kind of early as it is, but they're already humping and bumping, rolling. So they're doing it. So good morning to you. And to all the people, every last one of you who go in when everybody else is going the other way. Good morning to you. come. And last but certainly not least, the United States Army. Rolling along. Rolling along. All right, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. Hope this, listen, if you're above the ground ground's not above you, you have started this day out perfectly. And remember what I always say, there's no such thing as a bad day. There may be bad things that happen in the day, but the day itself, if you're still here, it is pretty doggone good. Bad things happen, but we'll get over those things. Those things. Well, somehow, the good Lord always figures a way to work it out. So don't worry about it. If you ain't feeling too good this morning, just wait a minute. It'll change. Something will happen. Something to come your way. Listen to us. And after you hear some of the things we talk about sometimes, you say, well, I ain't as bad as I thought I was. Anyway, good morning to you. All right, then. Now we got, you know it's Friday, right? You know it's Friday, so I have to do the audio presentation, and it's probably one of the most important subjects. And I did it Monday. It's probably one of the most important subjects that we can cover in today's society. It's about dads and how important they are. This young man is put forth. He, like too many of us, have grown up without our fathers. We heard about him, sperm donor, but we don't really much know him. You know, sometimes I don't know, but that has had a dramatic effect on us and our kids. And you don't get over it. You never get over it. I'm 65 years old. I'm still not over that. It still bothers me today that, I mean, come on, man. You could have come by at least twice in my life, said something, but I only saw him one time. Just one time, and that was it. And that's a hurting feeling, Now either were you too ugly? He didn't like you? I mean, what was up with that? I don't know, but it is one of those things. Anyway, that's what our audio presentation is today. It's about dads and it's about fathers. Dads is a terminology that's means more than fathers. Fathers is a biological state. A dad is a relationship. Okay, and most of us, every last one of us, got a father. I mean, okay, I got it. The transgender people think that they actually are not, what they are, but I'm telling you, everybody has a father. Took a male of the species to help get you here. Okay, there's only one species that I know that does it to themselves, and that's a starfish. They can do it all. They can procreate all by themselves. Well, we're not starfish, okay? So it takes a male and a female to get together. Unfortunately, the sperm guy who's rolling through that trying to find that egg and all that stuff, you don't know what kind of person you're gonna be. You know that kind of person to put him there, but I guess he figures it out later on. But anyway, let's take a break, and we'll be back with our audio presentation this morning about dads. No, I think I'll do it right now. Then we'll come back. Anyway, it's about fathers. You'll like this. If you want to find this, you can go to TED Talks, and you'll find it on there. But I think it's really a good piece. So I hope this encourages you and changes your perspective of your dad and changes your perspective or father. If you're a father, maybe this will help you be a dad.
Did you know that an estimated 10 million children in the United States see their fathers less than once a month? Research tells us what happens to boys and girls without dads or stable father figures in their lives. Poverty rates double. Emotional and behavioral health issues increase. High school dropout rates increase, as do crime and prison rates. And I was no different. I grew up in Georgia without my father.
Hey.
My mother raised me.
Just want to remind you, one of those
And
pieces
let me
of
tell you
apple
something
fritter in there in
about
the
my
break
mom.
room is yours.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Every day
You
before
brought
school,
that?
she would look me in the
You brought
eyes
that?
and say to me, "You are
I'm the
tall
only one that bring the apple fritters.
Dark.
Once a month, baby.
and handsome." And you can do anything you want in this world if you put your mind to it.
Put your mind to it. Now, that's the hard part.
But I didn't believe her. I struggled. Behavioral issues, substance use issues, suicidal ideation. I blamed myself for my father being absent. I remember I was in college, in my room, by myself. God, you have to help me use my pain. So I went on a journey to find my father. And what I found was shocking. My father had been experiencing an issue that he needed help in overcoming. He was experiencing his own pain. His absence was not my fault, and in a way, not his fault. Then I thought to myself, what if my father would have had a caring group of neighbors to support him? It would have made a difference for the both of us. Now, there's a lot of reasons that keeps fathers separated from their children. There are the ones you might think of right away, like estrangement from a mother, substance use, sickness, and incarceration. But the reasons that don't get talked about enough are the ones that exacerbate the problem. Those are the emotions we don't talk about enough. I'm talking about shame, guilt, and embarrassment. These emotions can cause so much harm beyond the absence. Ben was a 32-year-old father at an agency that I run called Fathers Uplift, where we help fathers love, forgive, and heal. And in doing so, they learn to find the beauty in the pain they've experienced. Now, one might ask, how can pain be beautiful? At Fathers Uplift, we believe that pain gives you character, strength, and courage. More importantly, there's a mystery on the other side of pain. For the population we work with, that mystery is a father's child. The warm embrace with your child on the other side of the mystery, that is beauty. Ben spent 4 years separated from his child due to co-parenting issues, restraining orders, and challenges navigating the family court. But he also experienced shame from not being able to see his daughter daily, guilt because he was absent, and embarrassment because he was unable to spend time with his daughter on a consistent basis. Now, it is imperative to note that as we stand here today, that through prior relationships, men learn to love and hate. Some of us have limited experience with love. Therefore, relationships that emphasize self-love play an essential role in the work we do. Lifelong relationships are integral to our efforts with specific emphasis on an individual's ability to mirror new behavior and connections Now, while many fathers like Ben come to our agency through social service agencies and correctional facilities, many of them come to us through word of mouth. They come to our clinic and can work one-on-one with a licensed therapist and coach, a team of individuals that provide guidance, advocacy, and mentorship. We also offer group therapy. In groups of 5 to 25 fathers or more, they share stories about their children and comfort one another as they work to achieve a common goal. They hear stories of triumph and struggle and pour into one another whenever there is a need. Together, we ensure that fathers are mentally and emotionally prepared to be in their children's lives. And when that father has achieved his goal, he is invited to come back and be an ambassador and pay it forward. And last but not least, we ensure that mental health providers, universities, and institutions have the tools they need to engage fathers wherever they are throughout the world through our online and in-person instruction. We work with fathers as long as they need us, or in other words, until they fire us. Now, there's no easy formula here. Every dad is different. Every kid is different.
That's true.
Every story is different. But there are a few things we do every time. We are loving our fathers and the fatherless back to life. We hug our fathers. We celebrate them on birthdays and holidays with a call to let them know how much we appreciate them. And we assume that they have the power to achieve their goals. We are a consistent source of support for them as they work to process the mistakes they've made in the past. For the last few years, we served over 10,000 fathers and their families. We've seen fathers accomplish goals such as gaining shared custody of their children, loving themselves again, and gaining a newfound appreciation for everything they have experienced in their life. All of our fathers enter our doors feeling hopeless. But when they leave, over 90% of them say they have an improved sense of identity and self-worth. We've helped fathers release from jail and prison return home with their worth, their dignity, and their self-respect. And of course, our work just doesn't benefit fathers. It's for the kids too. A kid blaming himself for something he doesn't understand. A kid like I was, who struggled, and who didn't understand that fathers are
so you can have a black hole named after them and give them a certificate and say, hey, guess what? You're now a black hole in
My
space.
father's absence inspired me to create a safe haven for fathers nationwide. And truth be told, my father is currently leading a life separated from me as we speak today. Unfortunately, it is not a perfect ending, but it is an important one. It sheds light on the fact that fathers hurt too, and it is our responsibility to love them back to life whenever the need exists. As I stand on the stage, I can't stop thinking about my 7-year-old son, Clayton, and my 1-year-old daughter, Samaya Grace. The other day, I asked Clayton, what kind of father am I? He looked at me and said, you have a mustache, long hair, and this is before the haircut, may I add, and even a new computer. I said, okay, this is true, son. He goes on to say, I love it when you buy me games before hugging me and running back to his room. And Samaya Grace, every time I ask her for a kiss, she puckers up her lips and she runs to kiss me with an enormous smile. That makes my day every time. When moments like these occur, I understand that I have the privilege to be present, unlike many of the fathers that walk through our doors for the first time. Like them, I am far from perfect. Despite my mistakes, my greatest achievement is being Clayton and Samaya's father. Millions of fathers today, regardless of their location, can say the same thing. I must admit, if it had not been for the individuals in my life that reminded me of how valuable I was, I would not be here today. I'm more than thankful for them that they loved me back to life. Fathers that have been absent, regardless of their past mistakes, deserve a lifeline. And if we are deserving, so are the ones who have lost their way. Take a moment with me, 15 seconds, and I'll keep the time. Think about the people who loved you when you lost your way, who hugged you when you needed it, who assumed best intention, who validated you and embraced you even when you felt undeserving. Whoever came to mind, try, just try, and be that to someone else. Thank you.
Bay First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Another day with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. As early as this morning, some scattered showers possible. Not a lot of wet weather expected this morning, but I can't rule it out through the afternoon into the evening today. Some scattered showers and storms. Temperatures cooler as well, only topping out the upper 80s to near 90. Isolated showers and storms then this weekend, but a lot of us will have plenty of dry time Saturday and Sunday in the low to mid 90s. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. No major problems or accidents have been reported that would send anyone on an alternate route. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Summer is in full swing at Festival Plaza. Visit the comic shop, Bougie Nails and Spa, ABC Beverage, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Blast Premier, the main Counter-Strike tournament recently in play, witnessed the clashing of two familiar titans, where one rediscovered their footing as G2 pulled off a win against FaZe Clan. This win was much needed for G2 after they got shocked by Furia just a few weeks ago in the Intel Extreme Masters at DreamHack Dallas. Misfortunes continue for FaZe Clan as the team won the most recent major from the following two tournaments since then.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointtv.com.
When you love riding a motorcycle, you want to ride it everywhere, even getting a dental checkup.
Mr. Carter, what do you prefer, the chair?
I'm fine on my bike, Doc.
Well, let me know if you feel any discomfort.
And when you love saving money, you want to save even more. That's why Geico makes it easy to bundle your motorcycle and car insurance.
All done, Mr. Carter. Remember to brush, floss, and lubricate your drive chain regularly.
Kickstart your savings with Geico Motorcycle. Bundle and save on the things you love. Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with powered suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation. And that
Over here, over there, we will hit the dusty trail, and those caissons get rolling along. And in high, you do.
I tell them I highly recommend that you use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right, weight loss seminar Wednesday, July 27th at the Hilton Garden East in Montgomery. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts 7:30 p.m.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Rod. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we won the Best of Trusted Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Hey y'all, we're the Wolf family from American Oak, the Rustic Furniture Outlet, and Wolf Boys Bedding. As you all know, we are a family-owned business, and with that being said, it is very difficult to go on a family vacation. So we have decided to close the week of July the 17th through July the 25th to take our family on vacation. Please shop with us before that or after that week. Our normal business hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6.
You don't pay with fake money, so don't settle for fake wood.
All right.
Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress
I
anywhere,
slept
but at
pretty
Wolf Boys
good.
Bedding, we want to make sure
Had a
you
pretty
get
good
your
sleep,
night's
well.
sleep. We'll take the time to show you how a mattress
Oh,
is made and what
pretty-
supports you and
pretty-
gives you comfort.
pretty good.
Then let you make the decision
I
on
slept
what's
like
best
a-
for you.
I slept
Whether
like
you
a
need an
pit
inexpensive
bull
mattress or a great night's sleep,
on a
we
bale
have
of hay.
you covered. Shop the Better Sleep Set
Yeah,
and get up to $400
looks
on
pretty
Better
good
Sleep's homegrown
in that kind of thing.
Now she get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak Memorial.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And good morning. Before we get back to our any part of our show, let me tell you a little bit about sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. That's right. Online inventory. You can go to right now, www.jllanetruckandauto right now, and look at the inventory. And by the close of business today, you could be riding in a nice pre-loved automobile. A great selection, and you can buy there, you can pay there, and the cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues and have passed a rigorous and vigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or give them a call, 272-4313. That's 272-4313. And if they don't have what you're looking for, ask for Steve. I believe, I'm not sure, but I'm 99.9% sure he can find it for you. Okay? Again, that is JL Lane Truck and Auto, 208 Gun Road, 272-4313. And again, buy here, pay here, kind of a dealer, so you don't have to worry about kissing the ring of the Montgomery Credit Bureau, or whoever those people are right there. They'll work with you. You be honest with him, he's honest with you, and you guys sit down, and I guarantee you, if there's any way humanly possible that they can put you in a ride, they will. Okay, that's JL Lane Truck and Auto, JLLaneTruckandAuto.com. Good morning to you. How's everybody doing? Right? All right. Anyway, goodbye. Okay, it's time for I'm see if I can get most of this anyway. You know what time it is? It's time for the lessons of life and the word of the day. Now, the word of the day is an interesting word. Okay. Now, this is a word that doesn't work on me. This stuff don't work on me, but it works on a lot of you folks in the political world. It works on you. But it's called bamboozle. That's right. BAMBOOZLE. Bamboozle. What does that mean? It means to deceive, to trick, or confuse. Now, politicians have that one in their repertoire of verbiage that they use. Bamboozle. Now, you may not know when it's happening to you, but you know when it's over what happened to you. you got bamboozled. Okay? Good morning to you. The lessons of life today, it's simple. This is a message from George Washington Carver. This is so good that I couldn't take credit for it without giving it to the guy who came up with it. It's a very simple phrase. It says, how far you go in life depends on, well, you being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, tolerant of the weak and strong. Because someday in your life, you will have been all of these if you live a little while. Okay, let me say it one more time. How far you go in life depends on you being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, tolerant of the weak and strong. Because strong people need tolerance also. So, because someday, if you live, you will be one of these or all. So I'm just saying, we need to think, and I do mean we, because sometimes we get so busy caught up in our days that we forget compassion. I've been there myself. I'm still not going to be compassionate too much about people on the street trying to hustle us for money. Okay, that one won't change. But I'm compassionate for people who really in need. Okay. Again, the word of the day is bamboozle, which means to deceive, trick, or confuse. It is July the 22nd. It is the 203rd day of this year. There are 162 days left in this year. On July the 22nd, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln presented his cabinet at a preliminary draft of the Emancipation Proclamation. 1587, an English colony fated to vanish under mysterious circumstances was established in Roanoke Island off of North Carolina. 1934, bank robber John Dillinger was shot to death by federal agents outside the Chicago's Biograph Theater. Okay, 1937, the U.S. Senate rejected President Franklin Roosevelt's proposal to add more justices to the Supreme Court. 1942, on this day, Nazis began teleporting Jews from the Warsaw Ghetto to the Treblinka concentration camp. Gasoline rationing involving the use of coupons began along the Atlantic seaboard. 1946, the militant Zionist group Irgun, or some close to that, blew up a wing of the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, killing 91 people. 1963, Sonny Liston knocked out Floyd Patterson in the first round of their rematch of the Las Vegas to retain their world heavyweight title. The year was 1975. On this day, the House of Representatives joined the Senate in voting to restore the American citizenship of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Okay, so we can leave Robert E. Lee High School, what it's called right now, okay, because it is. Okay. 1991, police in Milwaukee arrested Jeffrey Dahmer, who later confessed to murdering 17 men and boys. Dahmer ended up being beaten to death by a fellow prison inmate. Well, I think I'd probably call that karma. 1992, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar escaped from his luxury prison in Medellin. He was slain by security forces in December 1993. In 2011, what happened there? Andrew somebody, self-described militant nationalist, massacred 69 people at a Norwegian island youth retreat after detonating a bomb in nearby Oslo that killed 8 others in the nation's worst violence since World War II. And they don't live here, that's good. Anyway, in 2013, the Duchess of Cambridge, the former Kate Middleton, gave birth to a son, Prince George. who became third in line to the British throne after Prince Charles and Prince William. And those are just some of the things that have happened in the world on this day, you know. So now you can go forth and make people think that you're smart. But don't forget, the word of the day is bamboozle. So the next time you see a politician, just think he's just know that he's bamboozling you, okay? All right, I'm just saying, without a doubt. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at
Everyone concerned.
What's happening this Friday? Covering news out of Troy, police say a burglary suspect was shot and killed Tuesday night. Authorities say they responded to Academy Street, less than a mile from the police department. The victim told officers an armed man was inside of his home, and after a struggle, the burglary suspect was shot, died at the scene. Police say the suspect was 19 and he is from Troy.
19 years old, and all you got to do is go rob people's
They got the call around 4:45 last night on Robinson Road. At the same time, strong storms were moving through the area. They say the fire was coming from the attic of the home. Officials were able to put it out without report of injury. Happening this week, it's Return of Stars on the Riverfront, presented by the Alabama Dance Theater. It's Sunday and Monday night at 7:30, and that performance is free to attend at the Riverfront Amphitheater in Montgomery. WSFA 12 News is a proud sponsor. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headline.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. We learned details about Secret Service afraid for their lives during last night's public hearing in the January 6th investigation. Correspondent Steve Dorsey is in Washington.
Remember, we need to move now.
Newly released Secret Service radio traffic by the committee reveals just how in danger agents were amidst a mob trying to track down then Vice President Pence. Inside the White House, the committee says President Trump was fully aware of the riot unfolding, watching on a TV but ignoring pleas to act. Former Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Matthews.
He should have been telling these people to go home and to leave and to condemn the violence that we're seeing.
As for the outcome of the hearings and this new information, Loyola Law Professor Lori Levinson.
At this stage, I don't think we're talking about the criminal case in a courtroom. We're talking about the case in the courtroom of public opinion.
We've just gotten an update on President Biden and how he's faring a day after he tested positive for COVID. Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
I just spoke to the White House COVID coordinator. He says as of 10 o'clock last night, the last time he spoke by phone to the president, that Mr. Biden still had the same mild symptoms. He had gotten no worse.
In Rochester, New York, video posted online shows a man who says he's a war veteran wearing brass knuckles with blades on the ends, trying to attack Congressman Lee Zeldin as he gives a speech. AMVET's National Director Joe Chenelly pinned the suspect down.
When he said he'd served in Iraq, I kind of went down, hands on my knees, and said, you know, we're going to get through whatever you've done here tonight. Said, but you're going to get better.
A police officer in Western New York dead, another injured after a gunman opened fire last night. Rochester Mayor Malik Evans.
This is a tragedy for our community. These guys are on the front line. They're on the front line trying to keep our community safe.
No word yet on a motive or a suspect. Best way to beat the oppressive heat? For kids in Boston, it's playing in splash pads. They're still sweltering in the West, too. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
There will be heat index numbers up around 110 to 115 degrees. This is for areas in Southern California, in the deserts, east of San Diego. It includes Las Vegas, Nevada, most of the state of Nevada.
Donate to a political campaign in California, and you'll be able to pay with crypto. A state commission has approved new rules that allow candidates to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others if they can convert it to dollars right away.
I've been trying to keep a low profile, man.
Oh, check them out.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, get picture. Ain't been in a while.
Dow futures up 52.
Oh,
This is
I'm gonna
CBS
put that in the
News.
bathroom. No, don't do that. Don't make me cut you. Hey, I got a Marine flag. You want it? I bring it up here. I see something told me.
Home loan solutions that fit your life. Rocket can.
Dick Morris says Donald Trump is running again. The famed political strategist reveals Trump's secret plan for 2024 in his new bestseller, The Return. In The Return, find out the 3 big threats Trump faces, including from big tech. Dick Morris says Trump will win and shares the plan. Newsmax says you must read The Return, an Amazon #1 bestseller. Find Dick Morris's The Return in bookstores or see the free offer. Go to thereturn911.com. That's thereturn911.com.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-711-6818.
Aren't seeing as well since work from home started? Join the crowd.
An eye care website called All About Vision surveyed 1,000 Americans, a third of whom work hybrid, a third of whom work remotely, and the rest who work in person. The remote workers spend an average of 13 hours a day looking at computer screens, about 2 hours more than in-person workers. Researchers say you should take frequent breaks, especially if your screen is less than 24 inches away. Fast Company magazine says obey the 20-20-20 rule. Take 20-second breaks every 20 minutes to look at an object.
Somebody's got to keep the light burning for the vets.
Drought is
That's what we mean.
cherished arboreal rice field.
The secret is not to flirt the risotto.
Top chefs like Gordon Ramsay pride themselves on their risotto made from the rice, but extreme heat and lack of rainfall has dried out the Po River near the Alps and surrounding farms. They count on the
It is an amazing thing that
Deborah
most of the
Rodriguez,
city council
CBS
people
News.
that I talk to say that we don't know nothing about it.
No, they lying. They know. Look, I got a big copy of it. Everybody knows, man. I've been down there talking about the exact same freaking thing. They're acting like they don't freaking know. I got their names in here. Now,
I mean, they say they don't know nothing about the resurgence of it.
They know. They know. Look. You think this thing right here just happened? I'm gonna give it to you.
And as a matter of fact, got the cities.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. I'll let you have it when I leave.
Almost 3 million people use the bus to
And on top of that, all it says is in terms of charges that the city's going to investigate. That's it.
That means nothing's going to happen.
Well, but what I'm saying is, oh shoot, I think the guy they got in charge of it, I forgot his name. I don't want to speak ill of anybody, man. So he was wrong. The point is, these type of things has resulted in people losing their businesses. Fines getting crazy. It's open-ended. The city attorney is going to look into it, and when I go through all this right here, do all this, it basically the city can say, and what happens to the next? Oh, they might say, oh no, we're not going to do anything. We're going to be, real, not lenient. We're just going to make sure they, don't do it again. But what if you get another administration? You got this on the books, and they saying, oh, well, we're going to shut you down.
What I can't understand is why this attachment, this desire about sexuality.
Truth be told, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say this on air. Oh, am I being recorded? Yeah.
But don't be a wuss.
Yeah, no. Well, no, I can't be. No. So I don't know. I mean, like I said,
well, let me turn off the audio. we ain't getting rights for something that we decided to do on the weekend. We got right for being discriminated against because of our color.
But they were trying to tell you they born that way, but there's no
That's
there is no
no
scientific.
Sorry about that, guys. That's BS.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
Even in the heterosexual world, you ain't born to have sex.
Oh, hey, I got a guy, a lawyer. He wants to come and call in and talk about the.
Whatever.
Okay, what number should he call?
323-0042.
323-0042.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning. And don't forget, our shows were brought to you in part by JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. If you're in the need for a beautiful car, pre-loved automobile, I can't think of a better place. There are many places to buy a vehicle in Alabama and Montgomery, but there's only one JL Lane Truck and Auto. Okay? Buy here, pay here. Don't worry about the credit bureau. You don't have to kiss the ring and none of that stuff. You can buy there, pay there, okay? All of the cars there on that lot have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues and passed a rigorous and vigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or give them a call, 272-4313. That's 272-4313, okay? And if they don't have it, you ask for Steve. See whether or not he can get it for you. 272-4313. So you can come in walking, but you can leave riding and talking. That's what I'm talking about. That number again is 272-4313. Nothing helps you, your motivation when you come in walking and you can leave out riding. Anyway, good morning to you. Well, I got a guest this morning for a little while anyway. Mr. William Green, former city councilman. I don't know what his plans are in the near future, but we kind of need people in political office that mean what they say and say what they mean. But it's kind of difficult to get that now. Everybody's politically correct and all that stuff. But Mr. Green is concerned about something. Now, I've been doing a little investigatory investigation on this, and nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. And so I'll let Mr. Green talk about what he wants to talk about today, and we'll take it from there. So, good morning, William.
Hey, good morning, man. First of all, thank you for having me back on air. It's been a while. I've been keeping a low profile since my political days, and maybe if God got something for me, I'll be back. But, of course, if I am in public office, I will be back on a regular basis. But once again, thank you for having me. The reason for my concern today is that there is an ordinance. This ordinance came up before about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it was barely defeated 5-4, right? The ordinance is called an NDO, non-discrimination order. You may have seen some of these NDOs around other cities. They have resulted in people losing their businesses, because they do not affirm a certain lifestyle. A lot of cities have these, a lot of progressive, I call it liberal cities. They have these NDOs. So this one came up, I think we found out about it the last minute, and it barely failed. It actually was not on the agenda. The mayor brought it up right there on the floor. The city council got a copy of it about maybe 30 to 40 minutes before they went to the
to vote on it.
And many did not know what was in it. Unfortunately, I think I got a heads up. Somebody had given it to me. I was already looking for certain things in it because I'm familiar with these NDOs around other cities. So I quickly scanned it, found what I call was the offending, section. Now, as a minister, I could probably talk about this thing from another perspective, right? But once again, when you get to that, I think it gets, people come from all different walks and views of it. But I want to look at it strictly from a common sense point of view.
I think we got our guest on the line on the phone, so let me bring him into the conversation. That way you can bring it. Let me see. Now let me see. Okay. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Kevin. This is Professor Adam McLeod from Faulkner University.
Okay, right. And in my understanding, you have some knowledge or some thought about the NDO non-discrimination ordinance and things of that nature. Can you tell me from a legal standpoint, where are we on this? Is this much to do about nothing? Or don't the laws we have on the books already pretty much limit what can be done with? I mean, it limits. I mean, first of all, it's inclusive of the people, the quote unquote offended party now, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I mean, essentially, this ordinance has two parts. One part just restates existing common law, state law, and federal law. So laws that prohibit things like racial discrimination, discrimination on the basis of religion, those sorts of things, already prohibited by fundamental common law, state law, federal law. This law would essentially give new enforcement powers to the city attorney, but otherwise really doesn't change the law in any respect. The part of the law which would change is the new addition of sexual orientation and gender identity categories of legal protection. And that sounds fine. You know, on its face, the language is drafted the same as the racial discrimination prohibitions and so forth. But I've been involved now for many, many years in cases all over the country, researching these laws and filing briefs at the Supreme Court of the United States, the state Supreme Courts, United Courts of Appeals, in cases involving alleged sexual orientation, gender identity discrimination. Mm-hmm. And the SOGI, as it's called, SOGI, sexual orientation, gender identity, the SOGI provisions are never used the same way as all other civil rights provisions. All the other civil rights provisions, which prohibit discrimination on the basis of race and religion and ethnicity, all of them are used to prohibit people from discriminating because of race or because of someone's religion. But in the case of SOGI, there hasn't been a single documented case of someone discriminating because another person was gay or lesbian or suffering from gender dysphoria. In every single case, they were perfectly willing to employ and serve people who identified as same-sex attracted, people who identified by a different gender than their sex. The only thing they refused to do was to refuse to use their assets to cooperate, to express what they understand to be a falsehood, like about the nature of marriage or human sexuality or so forth. And so you've got people who are trying to run their businesses. You've got an order of nuns in Boston. You've got, Christian schools and colleges. You've got Orthodox Jewish institutions that more than happily serve people who identify as LGBTQ, but then all of a sudden they're facing ruinous fines and in some cases criminal sanctions simply because they refuse to violate their conscience.
One of the things that absolutely just mystifies me, stupefies me, that how in the world on God's green earth can we make law based on someone's voluntary entry into an activity that is strictly voluntary? I mean, hey, if you think that you or whatever you are, that's cool with me. But if I think I'm the mayor of the city of Montgomery and I want to go up and sit in the mayor's chair, I mean, obviously I'm not the mayor. I wasn't on the ballot. I never got elected. Everybody knows that. But why is there such a disconnect with reality when it comes to this issue? And is there anything we can do about it? I mean, this is voluntary stuff. Being black is not voluntary. Okay, the civil rights, and they have hitched their wagon to the civil rights struggle that many black folks died, got hurt, hung, all kind of things, and yet we didn't voluntarily come here as black, but we voluntarily have been rejected historically in America for being black. So how in the world did the gay folks? Because I have to ask you this: being gay is codified, I guess, by an act of homosexuality, right? I mean, it's a voluntary. Isn't that a voluntary action?
Well, it's actually worse than that. The way that this ordinance and the predecessor ordinance define sexual orientation, gender identity is self-identified.
Oh, self-identified.
Perceived or not. So someone can identify as, it's all about my subjective experience of myself and how I identify myself. So I can identify, I'm a biological man, which means I'm a man. But I can identify as a woman. I don't even have to tell you I identify as a
Okay, so let me get this right. Let me get this right, because I'm a guy of logic and reason. So if I come into ABC's restaurant and I identify, now everybody knows I'm a guy, but I identify as a woman that day, and you prohibit me from going into the women's bathroom, legally, the business can be sanctioned for that?
Yeah, absolutely. What we're seeing in states that have had these ordinances and statutes in place for many years is cases just like that. Cases of young boys identifying as girls, going into the women's locker room in their high school. The girls complain and are sent to the principal's office. And you know, a case of a man who went into a female-only spa and demanded Brazilian bikini wax. And it just literally generated a lawsuit. And these business owners, these schools, are being hauled in front of discrimination commissions and hauled into court all over the country. And of course, you know, these are people who are just trying to make a living, just trying to educate their children. And it gets really expensive really, really fast. And it all essentially boils down to how the complainant identifies subjectively. How do they feel about themselves from that day, that moment?
Okay, so this is, now I've talked to a few of our city councilmen. They mysteriously didn't know what I was talking about. So this ordinance that Green has, I'm looking at here, the ordinance that they want to produce. You're telling me that if the city of Montgomery passes this ordinance, then businesses are asked to forget logic, forget reason, forget biology, okay, forget everything we've learned in school, paid thousands and millions and billions of dollars for in our educational process, to turn a deaf ear to what we know, what is reasonable, what is logical, and what is absolutely absolute. We are supposed to forget that because we got a guy in front of us who gender dysphoria, whatever name you want to give it, he can actually in turn sue you and quite possibly win. I mean, where in the hell are this? Where did this come from?
Yeah, no, I share your befuddlement, or I would share your befuddlement had I not been involved in so many of these cases over the last decade or so. I'll tell you about one I'm involved in right now. It's a public school teacher in Virginia. He teaches French, which of course is a very gendered language, right? They have gendered pronouns for things like doors and the moon. And so, you know, if you speak in one of the Romance languages, you think in very gendered terms. He had a female student that he taught before. She suddenly began identifying as male, and he bent over backwards to accompany the student. He stopped using pronouns in his classroom. He used her new chosen name. The one thing he refused to do was to use male pronouns because he doesn't want to tell a lie.
Right.
And the school district fired him. And you know, this you say, well, that's one man and one job, but now you've established a precedent, and now you've established an interpretation of that SOGI ordinance, that law, which is now going to be applied to the Christian school down the street and the Christian business owner. And this is how it goes. It universally goes this direction. We've seen it in so-called conservative communities. We've seen it in so-called progressive communities. And these things tend to snowball very, very quickly. You know, states that have had these on the books, like Massachusetts and California, for 15 years or more, you know, they're getting very, very aggressive now about.
How do we beat? I mean, how do we beat this? I mean, we don't have. Again, we don't have attorneys in America today with simple reason, simple logic, simple biological terminology, and absolutes. How come we cannot beat this? This is silly.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing I've been telling folks is it's time to go on offense. It's time.
It is.
Propose an ordinance maybe that says, you know, look, the city must not ever take adverse action against someone because of their belief that marriage is man and woman, or that sex is biological, or that children have a right to their parents. Let's stop being against stuff, but good and right and true. And that takes courage, and courage, unfortunately, is lacking these days in many of our elected leaders and civic leaders. But I think we'd be surprised if we would just stand up and say, no,
I mean,
this is true, and even if you don't agree with us,
right.
let's just agree to disagree.
Right.
I think we might find a lot of people rally to that flag.
Let me grab a call here. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello.
Yes.
The gentleman, he's an attorney, right? The gentleman that's speaking now.
Are you an attorney, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Would you be willing, when this does come up, to explain to the council members what you're explaining now?
Yeah,
I've never heard anyone. Okay, I will I'll get your name and telephone number from Kevin. Sir, I don't know what the big deal is. As you know, in the state of Alabama, and even in this city, in the city of Montgomery, we have a major gay community. Now, don't we? Are you aware of that? Are you familiar with
it? No, I have many friends who identify as same-sex attracted.
And have you had any problems in Montgomery over the years, sir, about somebody's sexuality? Hasn't everyone been able to do what they want to? I know major key players in this city who are gay. And I sincerely feel what the mayor is doing is trying to get political points from a specific segment of the community. And as you said, there are many laws, just like laws that affect me and everyone else, they're protected also. I have no problem with anyone being gay. That's they can do whatever they want to, just like I have the right to do what I want to, okay? It might be against the law, okay? They're trying to cover the Congress right now that people are married of the same sex. They're protected. But I just don't see why people use that to get political points. Something that they can do, but they're trying to make moves to get people over there. Same thing goes with council members. Okay, that's why they're doing it.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. Gotta take a break. We'll be right back. I'm flabbergasted. I'm stupefied. I don't understand. Again, I don't think you, Green, me, I do not concern myself what people do in their private lives. But when you bring your private life activities and want to govern us by those activities of a select group of people, a small group of people, you are going to go out and change our culture, the things we know are natural and instinctive, to tell us, well, this is my choice, so you have to live by it too. I was reading something the other day that says the Great Civil War is coming to America. Listen, I can tell you, it's on the horizon, because if this crap keeps up, we're gonna spend millions of dollars to educate our kids, educate ourselves, and now you tell me all the things that I know to be true. Okay, it's no longer true, because from a political perspective, you want to redefine human beings. Something's wrong here. So when we come back, let's talk about some of the things maybe we can do to, if it's not too late, we can do to fight, because we got to fight this. We got to fight. There's no other alternative but to fight, not physically fight, at least not yet. But to fight this, and something else. What's your name again, sir? Miss Adam. It does seem like to me that our legal, if Thurgood Marshall can go into the Supreme Court as a black man at the time he did and win Board of Education, I think that was in Topeka, Kansas. If he can win that with logic and reason and the facts, how come we can't win this one?
Yeah, I think Thurgood Marshall and Frederick Douglass are just as befuddled as we are.
I'll be right back after this.
we actually have a group of us. It's a lot of us, and Adam is key. We actually have a lot of us. Adam is key in that, working with us. Adam, the one you speaking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. We actually meet at the church. There's several of us.
I just don't. I mean, what you do? How can we deny logic, reason, and biology?
Well,
how can we deny that?
As soon as we started accepting the premise that there's more than two genders, and that became that became like law, then you're no longer arguing on logic, reason, and science.
But it doesn't go away.
Once you start arguing on emotions,
right?
And what somebody feels,
right,
and not facts, then it varies.
But I thought law was all about not what you feel.
No. America has we crossed the line. You know, for example, people can burn loot for months, still get bailed out by the same politicians that's now trying to put the other January 6th for not burning anything, just acting a fool where they weren't supposed to, trespassing. They trying to get them 20 years. Yet when people murdered, they burned entire cities down, government buildings, night after night, and whenever one of them got locked up on a rare occasion, the same people that are talking about January 6th like it was next Civil War and worse than 9/11 are bailing those people out. So we have two justice systems. You know, people speak of the justice system. I always say the justice system is flawed, but it's obvious now, based on the sham that they're doing in January 6th. Now, nobody's justifying January 6th, but you can't have two ways of looking at something. You have to be the same.
Reason would dictate that we. I mean, if I go downtown to the mayor, I'm the mayor. Well, I identify as the mayor.
Yeah.
They're gonna run my ass out of there.
I'm glad Adam was able to call because he's a lawyer. He's broken this down. He's done a lot of research. So it's just a matter of fact. And that lady that called, she seems. I mean, I've argued with her before.
Yeah.
But she's common sense. That's what I'm saying. That's why I came from the standpoint of the bathroom. And I'm saying from the same, be gay. And we all know gay people. We all have.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's beside the point. The thing right now, what this does is it puts men in women bathrooms. Then the way I wrote this thing and gave it to you, I identified the section that puts men in women bathroom. Then they're trying to say, no, it doesn't. Every time I talk to the city council, I say, they argue me, look me in my face, said, no, it doesn't. But now I got the section saying that they didn't take it out. And a legal definition of a facility, right? So I'm like, how can you not see that this is what this does? Secondly, there are no limits to whatever the city can do. So if you found guilty, they don't even say in the ordinance what they can do to you. Now they put religious exception for churches, but not religious exception for individuals, right? Or businesses. So this is almost word for word as the other SOGI laws that have been put in place in other cities where we've seen abuse. So I don't see any protection of the people in the city of Montgomery from abuse, whether tomorrow or 10 years down the line.
Government
it's only going to get worse.
They are going to start a division in this country that, unlike any,
they've already started.
Right, it's going to be worse than segregation, worse than racism. They are going to pit people, and religious wars are really.
What they're going to do is, it's not going to be based off race, color, sex, or anything. It's going to be based off good. I mean, I don't want to seem cliches, but good versus evil. In other words, because they've gone, you're going to accept Christ and stand on Christ, not some watered down progressive version of Christianity. What God, and it's going to be simple. It's going to be simple. It ain't going to be some very, it's going to be, who do you pray to? Do you believe there's are there more than one, more than two genders? It's going to be that simple. No, it's going to be that simple. And if you don't affirm, then that means that, okay, you're a religious bigot. Therefore, and I think it's going to come down to that.
Right here on News Radio 1440. Truth be told.
On the phone with us is Adam McLeod. He is on the phone with us. He is a lawyer and a professor at Faulkner University. And basically, I got Mr. William Green with us, former city councilman. Pretty much, we're just talking about the SOGI ordinances, and I can't remember exactly. Adam, what's that SOGI word stand for again?
Sexual orientation, gender identity is the acronym. And I do want to emphasize, all the other provisions of this ordinance, we all fully support, right? No one objects to restating the obvious truth that no one should be discriminating because of race. No one should be discriminating because of religion. And as your earlier caller, I think rightly indicated, I don't think anyone in the city of Montgomery wants to discriminate against anyone because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. I just don't think, I haven't seen any evidence that there's a major problem.
Right.
Here or anywhere, frankly. As I mentioned, all the cases that are cases of record, and I've been involved in many of them, filing what are called friend of the court briefs in state Supreme Courts, and the Supreme Court of the United States, and testifying in front of city councils and so forth. Every single case, the business owner, the nuns, the adoption agency, perfectly happy to employ and work with people who identify as same-sex attracted, perfectly happy to work with folks who identify by different gender identity than their sex. They just didn't want to participate in what they understood to be a falsehood about human dignity, about human sexuality, about marriage, about the rights of children, whatever the case may be.
Right. It seems to me, before I go back to the phone, that if we follow this line of reasoning, then we shouldn't put anybody in jail for theft, because I identify with that being mine. Okay, that's mine. I know it's in your house, but I feel that it should belong to me.
Yeah, this stuff, this logic, you might say that's humorous. That's tongue in cheek. Actually, no. The same theorists who tell us that gender identity is a subjective experience, that's the way that I experience myself in the world. Those same folks will say that property rights are a social construct, just like sex is a social construct.
Right.
So your maleness is a social construct. My property rights are a social construct. And so you can identify yourself, however you want, whether it's female and entitled to the books on in my library, or male and someone who owes me, a little more respect.
Right. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Kevin, to you and your guests.
Good morning.
Did you know in China, and I kid you not, third graders are taught calculus, they're taught algebra. In America, third graders are taught that men can get pregnant.
Yeah, well.
I mean, okay, do we not understand how the world is laughing at us? How Rome was destroyed from within? I'm like Kevin. I don't care how people, I have many same-sex attracted friends, very good friends. He's a man, he's married to a man. Don't care. I get him the shirt off my back.
Wait a minute, what do you mean I mean? I don't care. I don't care what people do. I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we have to understand there are social consequences to our actions as a society, and how that affects society, how that affects us, not just this generation, because it's a progression. And I would ask the lawyer, I'm sure he's very well of the case I'm talking about. In California, do you know, to a certain extent, they legalized pedophilia about 4 years ago? I would ask the lawyer, are you familiar with this law passed in California?
Well, the law I'm thinking of, yeah. There was a law that was literally like, you can be 7 years.
Well, let him finish, Bud. Let him finish, Bud. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Mr. Adams.
Yeah, so there was a law that was proposed in both California and Massachusetts, and it did change certain terms about competence to get to consent to sexual activity. It's a little bit technical. It wasn't clear in those cases whether the legislatures had intended to legislate pedophilia or whether they just got so caught up in their ideology that they just didn't they failed to recognize what they had done. But the point is well taken.
Okay. Let me take.
And that's the problem. California is a bellwether for this.
Yeah. For this work. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Let me take one more. Good morning, on there.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Pretty good.
I just want to say, what's next? They're going to legalize marrying kids and marrying daughters. You can't tell me it's raining outside and be on this same time.
Well, I don't know. You know,
Why are all these people in jail for statutory rape, pedophile, and all that stuff? They can't make me say what that's normal, and they trying to force that on us. They trying to recruit and force it on people that way of life. That's what's going on. And they're not just want you to accept it; they want to get you recruit until your kids and family that's normal, and you have no.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, appreciate it. But anyway, so I guess William, this is what's behind. From what you understand, this ordinance is going to come before us again at the city council. At least you feel it is.
Yeah, and we have some people. Yes, we have some people that are actually, keeping an eye on this. And it was raised up to some other people to say, hey, look, we want to get this on the agenda. It actually was supposed to come up last Tuesday meeting, but a couple of them were out and they were sick. Now the offending, and many of the city councilmen, even when I spoke before them, claimed that it wasn't in there, right? And I didn't have it before me. But the offending section in word for word in the ordinance is section 2-6, places of public accommodation. Subsection A, discrimination prohibited policy. It should be unlawful for any persons or any employee or agent thereof within the city to discriminate against, withhold from, or deny any person because of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, veteran status, age, or disability, any of the advantages, facilities, or services offered to the general public by place of public accommodation. Just in case anyone was, didn't know what facilities mean, I went to Law Insider to get a definition of facilities, of which bathroom is a type. And it's basically common and public bathroom facility means separate multi-fixture installations of various combination of commodes, urinals, bidets, lavatories, shower stalls, sinks, and tubs used for human hygiene and sanitation. I can go on, but basically, and what I'm saying is, many of us, we speak for common sense legislation, right, for gun control. All I'm saying is we need to remove that from the, because it's common sense. They need to remove that from the ordinance so that, and what it effectively does is, as Adam mentioned, that if a person feels like they are a female, they can go into the women's bathroom. And also, one other thing, troubling thing, is that if you are offended, it has a very short section, as it's 13 pages, right? But they only have like maybe a few lines saying, okay, if you break these list of laws, it goes before the city attorney. It doesn't mention what they can do to you. It doesn't have any limit on it. And this is ripe for abuse. For example, if someone goes to my daughter goes to the restroom, I see a man go in. Of course, I'm going to go in. I'm going to object, right? Yeah. They can bring me before the city attorney, and there's no telling what they can do. Does it include jail time? Does it include fines? Right? Mm-hmm. And they may say, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to just do something, lenient. But if you put this in place, and as Adam mentioned, 10 and 15 years down the line, we don't know what these people can do. And we've all seen people go bankrupt behind these aggressive social laws. So what we're asking for is common sense. We're also asking for religious exemption. And that's where Adam mentioned that we need to probably come up with something saying, hey, look, you should affirm our right to believe that marriage is between a man and a woman as our individual religious beliefs. So this would trump our religious objection as individuals, even though they have in the ordinance for churches are exempted. But what about individuals? A church, we are a body of Christ. It's not just a building. We're Christian everywhere we go, not just on Sunday, right? So this is some of the things that we're concerned about, and I appreciate you bringing me on your show so that I could bring this up to the public. And I think people need to know. And it barely failed 5-4 last time, and people need to be aware of this. We need to start calling our customers.
Okay. Adam, thank you for joining us. We're going to do this again with you because somebody needs to make the public aware of the unintended consequences. Even though it sounds all mushy on the side, you get in front of these people, they start finding your business and putting people out of a job, out of work, and we already can't get nobody to work right now, and costing them money and hardships on people because of what they believe in their heart of hearts and what they've grown up to be taught. Now all of a sudden, oh, that's wrong. It ain't what's true, it's what they believe they are. That's just dangerous ground, my friend. That is dangerous ground. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, and we'll have you on again talk about this. So this needs some talking about. Appreciate it. Let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
I just want to get that in because people are like, oh, that's not in there. And they would say, no, that's not in there. Right? So I had to make sure that, I'll read it and say, this is appendix section. This is what it means. Because they look me in my face. God, that ain't what it means.
They don't read it.
I ain't gonna allow people to do that. You can't read everything. But something as important as this.
Yeah.
I read the
But if you got to pass a law, you need to read. You need to read the law.
Yeah, something that has impact. Like, like those liquor license things, they were just boilerplate. I don't think it changed was the name. So, but this is important.
I just don't understand how you can ask me to ignore what I know to be true. How do you ask me to do that?
You know what? I look at the same thing. I honestly believe that our issue is the failure of the church. The church failed first. Once the church failed, society failed. I believe, and the Bible talks about 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people call by my name shall humble themselves, I will heal their land, right? Fall on their knees. And I think that the problem is the church needs to admit that they're wrong. They need to repent first. And if they repent first, I believe you'll see that everything change, including government, because the government's not the answer.
No, government's the problem. Like Ronald Reagan said, one of the worst words you can hear is, I'm from the government, I'm here to help you.
Okay. How's the family doing, man?
Oh, pretty good.
Ad paid for by the Centennial Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file a lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-570-4871. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-570-4871. That's 800-570-4871. Again, 800-570-4871.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating, and stop smoking. This hypnosis is designed to destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. The weight loss seminar is Wednesday, July 27th at Hilton Garden Inn East in Montgomery from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m.
We can have a reference.
At 8 p.m. Registration
What do you mean?
starts at 7:30
Podcast it so it's
Finding great candidates to hire
everybody
can be
listen
like,
to
well,
the
trying to
lawyers,
find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you
explanation in
can
your-
post your job to some job board,
Soji.
but then all you can do is hope
You can
for
stay
the
on,
best
or-
one,
Yeah, I'm
which is
just up
why
here.
you should try ZipRecruiter for
we
free.
still got
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
some time left in this hour.
ZipRecruiter doesn't depend
How do
on
you
candidates
tell
finding
people
you.
to believe
Its
what
powerful
they know
technology
is
identifies people with the
untrue
right experience
and
actively
codify
invites
it
them
in
to apply
law?
to your job.
I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Qualified candidates
What happened is it started, it was
so
subtle.
while other companies might deliver a
People
lot
start
of
reading their
value,
Bibles, and then you got the
finds
church
you what you're
that
looking
means
for.
love everybody. And
The
second,
needle in the haystack.
don't judge anybody.
But that's the biggest lie I ever told. Don't judge
so
people.
don't judge, and you're supposed to love.
And you
once
still
you took that away in the church, and now I'm telling you,
can try ZipRecruiter for
it opened it
That's
up
right,
for everybody.
Just go
You know,
to
it
this
opened it up
exclusive
for
web
I think it
address,
opened the door
ZipRecruiter.com
for the devil to get in. And then another thing too,
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
what separation of church and state? That's another lie.
Well, that's a big lie. Yeah, that ain't nowhere in the Bible.
So
And that's
now
nowhere in the Constitution either.
separate the church and state. So now you take all morality away from politics.
I had a fever.
It's subtle, man. You know, but then again, you hear every day, and you talk to people, you
I
listen
had
to
West
them,
Nile
and things
virus
that people
from
say,
a mosquito.
and I know you get
He
frustrated.
had a reaction to cockroach
Man,
allergy.
I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I couldn't take it away, man. That's frustrating trying to. You trying to be the only one trying to, like, I feel like you're the only one by yourself.
Although somebody once said, they say that one man can't make a difference, but all through history, it was the one man who started. All righty then. Look at it. Good morning. Our guest this morning, of course, is Mr. William Green, former city councilman. We're talking about the SOGI ordinances that are coming out all over America, taking the rights of the majority away for the rights of the minority. All right then. Well, all right. Get out of that one. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning.
Tell me, how in the world you talk about that ordinance, and not one time did y'all talk about the little black mayor? Where do you think that stuff comes from?
Well, this didn't come from him. This has been going across America. No. This has been going on in America. Well, maybe in Montgomery, but well, that's true. I mean, he's as much. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Me and the mayor have disagreed, have agreed on a lot of things, but this we don't agree on, and he knows it. He knows that I'm not in agreement with him on this.
Let me recommend a word of the day. You ever heard the word agent?
Yes.
Well, do you know how it's spelled?
No, that's one I missed in spelling class.
Well, you could try to read it today in your little George Washington Carver thing. You call it aged. It's aged.
See, that's because your ears don't understand my dialect. This ain't about me, okay? This is about something else. So give me something else. What else you want to talk about? Okay. I am. Wait a minute. Are you going to drive me there? I'm catching a plane. All right. I'm getting on the Concorde. Well, what's that got to do with you? Well, since he lived with his mother, I guess he spends a lot of time with her. But anyway, you got anything relevant? I have.
And not walk the walk. Everything else is represented to other groups about the black. I mean, sure ain't worried about people getting killed or anything else, but he's gonna worry about crap like this.
Well, again, why don't you call him up? I'll send you his cell number. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got all the big wigs on speed dial. Yeah, because I got it like that. Yeah, I got it like that. That's what it goes.
Well, actually, the first ordinance, first NDO was brought up by the mayor. He brought it to the floor. It was a non-agenda item, and
they tried to sneak it in.
And he
that's what they did.
He did read it, and it fell 5-4. The 4 city councilmen that supported it were Arundé Mitchell, C.C. Calhoun, Marsha Johnson, and Clay McGinnis. Now I don't know if they still support it, but that was it fell 5-4. So those are the 4 that did support it then. I don't know if they got a majority now. The reason why they're bringing it up, I don't know what's going on.
But now yesterday, when I talked to people in the last couple of days, they didn't know anything about it.
Now, let me tell you, when I was standing in front of them and I was speaking to the bathroom issue, they swore it wasn't in there. They tried to tell me I was reading it wrong.
Yeah, right.
I think that a lot
maybe they didn't know. Maybe they just didn't know. They didn't read it.
Well, look, here's the thing. To this whole SOGI ordinance thing, to deny them the access to a bathroom, it would be not affirming, right? So all these SOGI ordinances, in effect, allow men to go identify and do whatever, same thing a female can do. And to not allow that is go against the whole, I guess, intent of this. Also, what is the effect of schools? So once you make this,
and last week there was a case in a school where a young man identified as a girl went in there and assaulted the girls.
Oh, there have been several instances. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what effect would this have on our public schools? That wasn't clear. So now, once this is passed in the city, even though cities are run by counties, can some guy that identifies a boy that identifies as a girl go into the girls' bathroom at Lanier? So what I'm saying, we need this is going to put 50% of the population of Montgomery in danger. And so all I'm saying is, whether you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, or whatever, conservative, this is common sense, and you shouldn't allow that to happen because it can be taken advantage of. And I'm not speaking of gay people. I'm saying men that are attracted to women, right?
Who identify as women.
No, that will identify
right.
to go into the bathroom to get access. So this is not a gay person. This is a man seeking to take advantage of this loophole. Right, and that's what I'm saying. So I know some people got offended with saying I was implying that gay people are rapists. No, I'm saying a man that is attracted to a female would take advantage of this open door policy that we would give to the ladies' restroom.
Good morning. Who's this? Well, then just call back next hour then. All right, let me take one more. Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Okay, then. I don't know about all that, but Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Morning.
Morning, Brother Green.
What's up, AJ?
Hey, look here. Now you Kevin already know. You heard about the inmates being transferred to the prisons, right? Transgender and the female inmates pregnant.
Yeah, we heard about that. I guess he figured out he was a. Yeah, I saw it the other day. Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
And I urge you, Kevin, and Brother Green, I just checked both of you. I urge you to listen to the same radio today at 12:25. Dr. Jeffrey out of Dallas, Texas. He's not playing with it. He told the church what we're going to do about it. He said we're going to fight this tooth and nail. Bottom line. And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who condones this or supports this, they don't have a clue what the Bible says. All right? That's the bottom line. And that goes to damn later. And you were right. I challenged the Rodney Mitchell on your show, Kevin.
Yeah.
I asked him, what Bible are you reading? You tell me anywhere where it says a black man should be able to go in a woman's damn bathroom, a locker room.
And I don't know who invented more genders than two. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, I got to run, bro. Time's up. Our time's up. We'll be back.
Here you go, man. You got all this stuff in here.
Now, your WSFA 12 news.
I mean, man, I appreciate that, man. You all right.
1440.
We certainly need to. This ain't the last conversation about this, because this is crazy.
And you know what the whole thing, man? It goes to what their objective is down in the city.
It fulfilled all of an armed man at the side of the road after he struggled. The burglary suspect was shot, died. A fire is being investigated in Elmore County. Eclectic fire officials confirmed they got the call around 7:45 last night on Robinson Road. At the same time, strong storms were moving through the area. They say the fire was coming from the attic of the home. Officials were able to put it out without report. Happening this week, it's Return of Stars on the Riverfront, presented by the Alabama Dance Theater. It's Sunday and Monday night at 7:30, and that performance is free to attend at the Riverfront Amphitheater in Montgomery. WSFA 12 News is a proud sponsor. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1.
Deborah Rodriguez in New York. President Trump is beginning his workday in isolation at the White House after testing positive for COVID. Public response coordinator Ashish Jha says Mr. Biden's a little tired but holding up well. What's next? Correspondent Nancy Curtis is at the White House.
We are expecting another update from the president's personal doctor sometime later today. And in the coming days, tests will determine whether he did, in fact, contract the highly contagious BA.5 subvariant, which is now responsible for about 80% of cases in the United States.
The president's taking the antiviral Paxlovid. So far, the first lady's tested negative. Matthew Pottinger, one of two former White House aides who testified at last night's January 6th hearings, says he quit after witnessing former President Trump watching the riot on TV, but doing nothing to stop it.
I simply didn't want to be associated with the events that were unfolding on the Capitol.
Correspondent Scott McFarland is on Capitol Hill.
After its 8th public hearing, the committee said there's more to come.
We have considerably more to do. Doors have opened, new subpoenas have been issued, and the dam has begun to break.
During the hearing, we also heard from former President Trump, who slammed the committee on social media, saying they were making a fake case.
Police in Chicago say 5 people were stabbed at a commuter train station overnight. 4 are in critical condition. CTA officials say there was a report of a disturbance on the Red Line near the North Clybourne station. No word yet on whether the stabbing was on a train or a platform. We've just gotten an update on 2 police officers shot in Rochester, New York last night. One of them didn't make it. Police Chief David Smith.
Officer Anthony Mizerkowitz, a father, a husband, and a 29-year veteran of the Rochester Police Department, was killed in the line of duty hauling service to our community.
A woman nearby was wounded. Still no motive and no suspect. Thick, hot air is still blanketing a lot of the country. Correspondent Tammy McCormick. From Phoenix, where volunteers are out on the streets to help the most vulnerable.
We have sunscreen and misters. Would you like any cold water? Yes.
To New York.
It's going to feel like it's between 95 and 105 degrees for the area over the next couple of days.
In Nevada.
Excessive heat warning, and that does include Las Vegas, because we're expecting some very hot temperatures.
A high Thursday in Death Valley, California, 122 degrees. Twitter is blaming missed revenue expectations today on Elon Musk, trying to renege on a $44 billion acquisition deal. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Was your business hurt in the years of the pandemic? Have you had a decline in revenue since 2019? Was your business partly or fully shut down by the government? If you answered yes to any of these questions and have 5 employees or more, you may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. How? By taking advantage of the Employee Retention Tax Credit, a fully funded tax credit created to help businesses during these difficult times. The experts at Benchmark Human Capital are ready to help you get the money you are owed. The free qualification is absolutely free. Even if you got PPP money, this is more money that may be owed to you. Repayment is not necessary. The money is all yours. The IRS writes you a check. That's right, a check. Get your free pre-qualification now if you have 5 employees or more. Call 800-535-ERTC. Take advantage advantage of this tax credit while funds remain available. Call Benchmark Human Capital today at 800-535-ERTC and claim what is rightfully yours. That's 800-535-ERTC, 800-535-3782.
USPS says it's working on those EVs.
The Postal Service says it's stepping up its purchase of electric-powered vehicles. The move comes after the Biden administration and environmental groups said its plan to replace the fleet wasn't moving fast enough to meet national climate change goals. So the new plan is for USPS to upgrade 50% of its 50,000 next-gen vehicles to electric instead of just 20%. The first of those should roll out onto delivery routes next year. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
A History Channel star is asking for prayers for his former co-host.
A lot of people, as soon as they open the door, they're like, no, no, no.
American Pickers Mike Wolf posted on Instagram Frank Fritz is hospitalized after suffering a stroke. The two antique hunters traveled the country rummaging through junkyards and attics in search of valuables for resale. Fritz dropped out of the series last summer. Wolf says now is not the time to talk about why. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor, but when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery and they're going to see Dr. Alderson, medical providers in Montgomery Men's Health, and all the way up to 95 years old.
Mr. Elkins.
And energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been back to it with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought the problem was because of her.
Nice.
I had given up until I was a kid. There were more occasions where erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. I've visited performance training doctors, and that includes testing, including PSA and testosterone. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Lloyd. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold pieces. And we won the Best of Trust Lake Award 4 years in a row. Because we make our clients how to find gold the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokesmen millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that down. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations to commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earn at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Men over 40, is your body feeling soft and not as lean? Are you losing your energy, drive, or even your passion? If so, you could be feeling the loss of growth hormone. The reality is, as early as 25, your natural production of GH begins to significantly slow down, which means you start slowing down. Well, listen to this. New GH Boost from Nugenics is the world's first and only non-prescription supplement that safely supercharges your body's GH production at night when it naturally occurs. Clinical studies show the ingredients in GH Boost can increase your body's own GH levels more than 100% in just the first 90 minutes. And right now, Nugenics is letting every man in America try a complimentary 2-week sample by texting ARROW to 32132. 321 now. Get GH Boost and get your swagger back at the gym and in the bedroom. It's killing it at GNC, but you can only get your sample by texting ARROW to 321321. That's ARROW to 321321. Text ARROW to 321321.
These products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hey, hear me at my new time right here on the same great station. It's all happening every afternoon at 2, right here on News Radio 1440.
Good afternoon. Oh, well, actually, it's like good morning. Good morning to all of you. 860-1440 is our number you want to give us a call. Again, let me mention our sponsor of this hour of our show, JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. Now, if you need a car, you need one real bad, you got one, but it's on this last leg. Hey, and you don't have the money to buy a brand new one, but you want a good one. All I can tell you is that JL Lane Truck and Auto, located on 208 Gun Road, is the place that you want to go. Okay, 272-4313. But more importantly than that, you can go online, check out their inventory right now, and you can see all the beautiful cars that they have there. Just to name a few, right now they got a Jeep a Jeep Patriot. They got a Lexus, who I've been trying to sell like for 2.5 weeks. A Nissan Pathfinder. They got a 150 King Ranch, a Ford. I mean, they got all kinds of things. A Lincoln Continental. They got one of those. They just got all kinds of things. A Toyota 4Runner. Anyway, go to jllanetruckandauto.com. Check out the inventory. Call them. That number is 272-4313. 272-4313. Okay? All of these cars, not one or two, but all of these cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues, and they pass a rigorous and vigorous inspection process. So if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or call them 272-4313. Hey, you can walk. You can go there walking, but you can leave riding. Okay, I'm just saying, turn in your heels and get yourself some wheels. Okay, great cars, great people. Mr. Jim Lane, what a great guy he is. He's been in business for a long time around here, and you know. So don't worry about your credit, because you can buy there, you can pay there, so you don't have to worry about kissing the ring of the credit bureau here in Montgomery. I'm just saying, if you're willing to do your part, Mr. Lane and the group over there and the cast over there are willing to do their part to help you ride. Everybody ought to have a ride, okay? Especially until they get the buses straight. I'm just saying. Again, give them a call, 272-4313. 272-4313. Let's go back to phone, see who is here right quick. Good morning, who's this? Yes. Now he go.
Anyway, marriage being written, also you can divorce left or right over the big
Yeah, can't really hear your phone. I don't know how it's coming in and out. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
People are working. The thing is, anybody, people work for a company can't be overtime. When it comes to the holiday season, the managers are setting people's hours. They get their big bonuses at the end of each quarter. And people go to a job and work 10, 20 hours. And you can get unemployed and get more and just on the other field.
Well, what you say may be true, but I don't think unemployment pays unless the federal government put in an extra little bit. I don't think unemployment still doesn't pay much as work. Well, get two jobs. Get two jobs then. Do what you got to do. I mean, I worked 2 jobs for, I worked at 2. Anybody that's anybody out here done work 2 jobs at some point in their lives at the same time. We all done it. That's just the way it goes. That's all. Yeah. Just all. I mean, you got people in the military, who still work a job sometimes when they could because they don't pay enough in there either sometimes. What is enough? Somebody asked the guy at Standard Oil one time, said, how much money is enough? He said, I just need a little bit more. I don't know, but yeah, I guess we find ourselves where we find ourselves. So. Okay, but there are some jobs, right? But there are some jobs that need people, like driving a truck. They need 250,000 people more to drive a truck. So I guarantee you, truck drivers getting paid. So get a skill, learn something. You gotta be able to offer something to an employer in order to make good money.
As a job that you do not want to have.
Well, I think our education system are partly responsible for that attitude, trying to convince everybody you need to go to college. You need to go to college. You need to go to college. Well, okay, not necessarily so, because I've made more money than folks with college degrees just learning about computers. So you don't necessarily need to go to college, but that's what and then when you go to college, you take up $250,000 worth of debt, take the rest of your life to pay it off. So our school system is partly responsible for that attitude. So, yeah, it made good money. So I don't know. Hey, appreciate it. Let me grab this call right here. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning.
Yes.
That's potential lawsuit for the city of Montgomery for the Soji. Is that
Soji?
Soji. Wasn't that the Karate Kid name? Karate Kid 2 and 3.
I don't know. I don't know.
But that's a potential lawsuit for the city of Montgomery because if someone gets molested, in the bathroom, a trans type decides to be straight that day.
It comes back to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of thought, the mayor is kind of funny anyway.
Wait a minute.
On that side, it's a bad combination because in January we took the constitutional carry.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's true too.
Some trans or some gay person, molests a child in a bathroom or molests a woman in a bathroom and the husband or the grandfather is carrying, he may not want to wait for the court. He might want to come out and introduce Mr. Judge or Mr. Winchester to this trans.
Well,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I hope not. But there are unintended right.
Well, I hope the mayor is listening, and I hope the Democrats who brought up this mess is listening.
Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this?
Kevin, can I have a few minutes on this thing?
It depends on how it goes, bro.
Okay. As a black person, I'm embarrassed about what they're trying to do with this thing because our ancestors and relatives died to get simple rights as people to do the same thing other races does. Okay? And here we are. These people got these rights already, okay? And the gay people got their rights already, okay? You want to tell me as a halfway intelligent individual that it's okay that your son should have the right to go in my daughter or granddaughter's restroom or my wife's restroom. Now, that's a big slap in the face to us as black people. Now, us as black people should say hell no to all of them. because we know the struggles that we've been through, okay? Respond to that, Mr.
Yeah, you're somewhat right, but you know, what can I tell you?
Somewhat, what you mean somewhat right?
I think you're on your phone. I thought you were in a commercial.
We struggle,
Have a good time on vacation.
okay?
Okay, I told you.
So,
Well, I got meetings and
for
I'm
these
trying to
people
do
to
the
tell
time.
me, all these businesses bound down,
Right. Mm-hmm.
One of the local restaurants lately, and they had signs saying unisex. Girls, I know y'all had those up. We had those up for a while.
But I don't think that you're right. But now I don't think the unisex bathrooms are for two of the opposite sex to go into at the same time. Yeah, no, right, but right. Well, what they right, but I must admit to you, I don't care. They ought to just have bathroom on the door, bathroom, and one person going at a time, and it's just. I don't really care whether it says man or woman. Just let it say bathroom.
But the reason they did that is because they want these transgender people to go in there, okay? So they used to have the men's restroom. You know, we don't want to go to the ladies' restroom, but we're gonna do things, you know.
The men don't do. That's true. But again.
So I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see women ain't flipping the toilet like you're supposed to have.
Okay. All right. Too much information. Too much information this morning. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. All right.
That we as people, black people especially, the struggle we've had.
Yeah.
It's time up all this bull crap right here.
I would. So you got to fight. Appreciate it. You got to fight. Let's see who this is. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Ed.
God is in charge. God is still in charge. That's number one. Number two, as I always say, we see all, hear all, and know all. And Kevin, my friend, when we all stand before God, and we all will, my friend, and believe me, God know everything I've done. He know everything you've done. He know everything you said. He know everything I said. If we can't really fool people, we can't fool God. Because everything we do, Kevin, white, black, brown, whatever, everything we do, God is keeping a record of it. He is keeping a record of it. So I don't care what people pretend this is here, whatever. But God see all, and God see all.
Yeah, we know your voice. We know your voice, Ed. We know your voice. Exactly. I know. So we know your voice, and I know you be calling being crazy sometimes. That's just you. That be you. I do not believe you. I don't believe you. Okay, I don't believe you. Okay, I don't believe you. Okay, see. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
When are you shipping out from New York?
Probably over the weekend. Just going to.
You going up there to receive an award?
Well, yeah, I don't want to tell. I'm going to Fox News, to tell you the truth, because you're absolutely right. They've heard me on the air, and they want me to come into an audition.
They said you're going to attend the first ever
Yeah.
Mr. Universe High Tea Awards.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, the cat's out of the bag. Me and Sean Hannity are going to get together, and they're going to audition me. I just thought, yeah. Yeah.
Do some push-ups before you go up there, because you're going to be representing the city and the state.
That's right. That's right. I got to meet with the mayor of New York scheduled, so it's going to be fun.
Now, I don't want anybody shoving you on one of those subway tracks now, because you know how they are.
Yeah, they will push your brother off, won't they? Woo!
Hey, when are they going to help the short people? I mean, short people, there's a lot more short people, I think, than there are transgenders. And
Right.
Right. Short people struggle every day. And if you go to one of these amusement parks, they got a sign that says you got to be this high to ride this ride.
Well, now that's true. That is true. And I know it happened to me. It's happened to me. I mean, listen. If I used to sit on the side of the road at the park, and hopefully they pick a brother up for a basketball game. I'd still been sitting there right now, 48 years later, waiting for somebody to pick me up because I was short, so they didn't pick me up.
Exactly. So I mean, it just seems like they would address that issue first.
Yeah.
They tackle this, but like Brenda said, there's a reason for this, and this isn't a grassroots movement that's coming from the ground up. This is coming from Washington and New York and Los Angeles, and all these intellectuals sitting around in a room coming up with this stuff, and then all these mayors want to score brownie points. They want to be looked at, accepted as we're part of the intellectual group, and we want favorable light shined on our city. So that's the reason they're doing it. They're not doing it just because of, well, it's the right thing to do.
Right.
There's a reason behind it.
There's always a reason.
Hey, did you see before I go? Did you see where the homeowner down there in Troy?
Troy, yeah. Hey, I don't feel sorry. He used his right to defend his castle.
He used his constitutional right when he was confronted with an armed intruder and shot him dead. And now the national media won't put that out. You won't hear it on any CNN. No.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the narrative.
And my problem is that at 19 years old, there's many things you could be doing except going in somebody's house, putting your life in jeopardy. I just, what is happening?
You know, at night, you don't know what you're going to catch in the night. But
No.
anyway, he found out.
Yeah.
But you're talking about jobs. College, you don't need college to drive for UPS. UPS needs drivers.
Right. And so did so does Swift and a lot of the other truckers. So to say you can't get a job making good money, well, if you don't have any good skills, you're absolutely right. Get a skill. Learn how to do something.
I used to get my mail. I live a mile from the post office. I used to get my mail about 10 o'clock every morning. I'm good to get it by 6 o'clock at night because they don't have any mail carriers.
Yeah.
You don't need a college degree to be a mail carrier. You get federal retirement, federal benefits.
Yeah. I don't know.
The jobs are out there if they want them. They got to go to college to get them.
Nope. Hey,
have a good day.
Appreciate it. Let me read this before I go. Looking at this non-discrimination ordinance. Now, this is what this is what the non-discrimination ordinance says. Legal culpability of having several different discrimination policies. Here's what the mayor says. The city does not currently have an NDO, non-discrimination ordinance. Therefore, existing city codes and federal law does not extend the full equal protections that the NDO would. Now, I don't know what additional protection people need, but maybe the mayor can explain that to me. Refer to the research of the 186 discrimination resolutions and ordinances, verbiages on the city's DocuWare website. Intent. This is the explicit and conscious desire to commit a dangerous or illegal act. I don't know why that's on there, but it's on there. To knowledge. The term applies if a person is aware that his or her action will have certain results, but does not seem to care. I don't know what that means. Recklessness. Recklessness is the decision to commit a certain action despite knowing about associated risk. That's funny. Then maybe we should not drive cars. He's got the military base realignment, enclosure, BRAC. So anyway, I don't know. I don't really know what rights does anybody have that I don't. What rights I have that a person that is LGBT, ABCDFG don't have that I have. I just don't know any. But listen, now somebody out there, I never get anybody gay or in that community to call on the air and tell us what it is that they don't have that I got. I don't know any rights that I have that they don't have. Okay? Now, they make decisions that I wouldn't make, but I make decisions that they wouldn't make. So I'm just trying to figure out, somebody please tell me, what rights do they not have that the average citizen has in the city of Montgomery? Can somebody just give me one? Can we get one? Used to be marriage, because marriage used to be between a man and a woman. But hey, I'm good. You can marry, who you want to marry. But I'm still waiting for it. So if you're part of the LGBT community, text me or whatever, and I'll give you the hotline, so you don't even have to wait in line. I just want, what right do I have that you don't have? But I can tell you many rights that black folks didn't have that other people had, which is why we came up with the civil rights law. And now that the civil rights law have been hijacked by the LGBTQ ABCDFG group, and now they're getting special rights for deciding to do something in their private lives that ain't none of my business. I don't know. We'll be back.
Brubaker Motors is better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Nothing's being reported that would send you on an alternate route. Looking at the traffic flow maps are clear. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. An equity loan or a cash-out refinance on your home may be just a phone call away. Call NCS, the company that answers their phone when you call. NCS and become 5679000 and MLS 232876. Buckle up, it's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The saddest thing is I know people that have been vaccinated, that have been boosted, that have had COVID not once, not twice. Now I know numerous people that have had it 3 times. 3 times they've gotten this thing. And there's no amount of vaccination boosters that are working in any capacity to prevent people from getting it, which was the argument in the beginning. This is a disease of the unvaccinated. No, it's not, because you can be fully vaccinated, fully boosted, and still get, and even have natural immunity and still get infected again. So, at some point here, everybody needs to just hear what the absolute truth is, and that's been something in short supply. Even Fauci himself had a rebound case.
The Sean Hannity Show, from coast to coast, later today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without pain? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Kilby, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuroma. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed right in the office and due to the time and trouble going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. Serving Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Killy with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet, start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, the needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Alabama Dance Theater invites you and your family to celebrate our 36th season with Stars on the Riverfront. Experience the magic of dance at Montgomery's Riverwalk Amphitheater with 2 spectacular free performances. Bring a picnic and Saturday, 24th and Monday, July 25th to 26th. Performances begin at 7:30. Don't miss these premier dance performances at the Riverwalk Amphitheater. It's free. Visit AlabamaDanceTheater.com for more information.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.
How about we grab a picnic and hang out by the lake?
How about we go for a walk?
How about we play tennis?
Looking for people who just want to do something fun? Find them on Our Time, the #1 site made for singles over 50. It's easy to use and easy to find people who love doing the same things you do. From gardening to wine tasting to just going for a bike ride. Because even doing the simple things are better together. Start for free today on ourtime.com.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Appy and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Alrighty then, we're back. I'll be gone next week, but hopefully, good Lord says the same. I'll be back a week after that, and we'll tell you about my journeys. Of course, I'm going to talk to Sean, see if I could, maybe move to New York or something, stuff like that, and get that good job up there in the big tower, maybe the Trump Tower or something like that. Who knows? I may even run into Donald while I'm there. I'm going to see the Mayor Adams of New York. I'm going to take an opportunity to talk to him for a couple of minutes. So you know what I'm saying? They're gonna give me this celebrity. As a matter of fact, I expect to get the key to the city when I get there. Yeah. 860-1440 number. You want to give us a call? I'm talking about everybody in your mind. Things might wait forever there. Good morning, you on there. Good morning.
The direction I wanted to go, but I know I don't have time, so I will go with the police shooting over in Texas a while back. My first job in the Marine Corps was with a Marine Rifle Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the video,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they told us not to do is what those officers did. Retreat. You know, let me let you know where I'm going.
Okay.
They're
not soldiers now. They're not soldiers.
No, they're not soldiers,
Yeah.
But when the police chief was on there, I wanted to question, because you were telling me one day that their job is not to protect human life. Their job is to
Individual, right.
But I know that's way in left field, because like the military, these officers are sworn to protect. But
No, they're not.
Okay, that's another subject.
Right.
One thing, these officers at level here in Montgomery need to be trained, because we were trained just like these officers. The situation has changed out here in civilian life.
Mm-hmm.
The other side has automatic weapons. The officers have pistols. And now, how can you fight a machine gun with a pistol?
Well, that seems right. I agree, and that seems like an issue with the policies of the police department. I mean,
About 15 years ago, I think that the hook thing up in I think Connecticut, when they got shot up at school.
Right.
On the head at every level, they haven't changed the situation. The officers don't have a chance.
Well, you know that one in California. You remember that one in California where they robbed the bank in Los Angeles, and the crooks they had to run into a pawn shop and get weapons to fight the crooks. So I don't quite understand that. I don't quite understand that one, but yeah. I don't quite get. Oh, wait to go. Did he go? Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button again. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just talking with you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand why they can't fight fire with fire.
That's all I'm saying. These officers got to have a chance.
Yeah.
Those three that retreated, they needed training. We've got to discipline them. But the ones after that, Kevin, with the automatic weapons, with the shield, and one was actually looking for some hand sanitizer to clean his hand up. And I'm sitting here looking at this stuff. Every person in charge, from the school, whoever he's supposed to have been up, should be relieved of duties, and the rest of those guys need to be trained. So they got to have the equipment, or they don't have the training.
That's true.
From here in Montgomery up to the federal level.
Right.
It's scary right now for those officers that I pray for.
It is. All right, I appreciate it. I can't argue with that. Good morning. Who's this? Now, Mr. Ed's going to say, that wasn't me. All right, then. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with the epilogue of our show. Epilogue, which means the ending of the last segment. And you guys hang on. Although somebody did give me it's funny how the mayor and others in agreement with the LGBTQ advantages and benefits use the phrase equal rights and tell us and companies and corporations tell us that companies and corporations won't locate here if the LGBTQ ordinances aren't in place. However, they've been locating elsewhere while blacks have been getting 5 to 10% of government contracts and represent 20% or less in the employment of those company jobs. So what does equal rights really mean? That's an interesting question, because it does seem like to me we want to give extended rights to a group of people for voluntary action that they do. But I mean, it is an amazing thing to me. Why don't we just give everybody the same right? And because there's not one right that I have that a person that is LGBTQ, messed up in the head, transgender, dysphoria, whatever, there's not one right that I have that they don't. But if somebody can think of one, Please give me one. Please, I'm waiting. I'll wait right here. We'll be back.
First alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast as early as this morning. Some scattered showers possible. Not a lot of wet weather expected this morning, but I can't rule it out through the afternoon into the evening today. Some scattered showers and storms. Temperatures cooler as well, only topping out the upper 80s to near 90. Isolated showers and storms then this weekend, but a lot of us will have plenty of dry time Saturday and Sunday in the low to mid 90s. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents are being reported right now that would send anyone on an alternate route. If you see something out there giving you trouble with traffic, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. We appreciate everybody's help. Enjoy your favorite movies at the AMC Festival Plaza Theater and eat at the Bubbly Inn, Montgomery's newest restaurant. It's all at Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major
Selecting
Delay.
the best choice of tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery and Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson by the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I've been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought the problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to Montgomery
Art
Men's Health.
Patrick Seminars coming to Montgomery Wednesday, July 27th for one day only. Here, Art talks about how hypnosis works to help people lose weight and stop smoking.
We all have an image of ourselves, and that image, if we have an image of a non-smoker, we attract non-smoker behaviors and beliefs. If we have an image of a smoker, we attract the habits of a smoker. If we have an image of a person so one of the things we focus on with our programs is this, and we work on at the subconscious level the image or snapshot of yourself. If you have a healthy image, you attract healthy habits. We work on under hypnosis, taking the pleasure association out for smokers that they have towards smoking, putting back in that they already know consciously that it's a filthy, disgusting habit that they never wish they'd start in the first place that's killing them dead. And we get them out of these sessions feeling good about themselves, and guess what? They want to do these things instead of feel like they have to do them.
There'll be a Smart Patrick Seminars Wednesday, July 27th at the Hilton Garden Inn East. For more information, go to Mark Patrick. Struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year, Mark Patrick Seminars can help. Join the over 500,000 people who have attended Mark Patrick Seminars with weight loss results. Mark Patrick Seminars will be in Montgomery on Wednesday, July 27th.
Since August, I can honestly say I've not had.
And I don't expect the girl. Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I lost a total of 86.
Oh, yeah.
Fun, very relaxing.
Our Lady of Guadalupe.
$49.99 is all the way you want, 100% guaranteed. Wednesday, July 27th at the Hilton Garden Inn East in Montgomery. Seminar time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Attend this program and find out how the power of hypnosis can help you achieve your weight loss goals. There's limited seating, so get there early. Learn more at Mark Patrick Seminars.
Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps combat the higher suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. Now, when patients come to my office, I tell them I highly recommend them use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and free. Rite Aid, Bed Bath & Target, Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, Clean Nose.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Feel like happiness is too, because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness.
The time on the clock says it is 8:48 in the morning. 12. We got about 12 minutes or 10 minutes or so from the show here. 860-1440 is the number you want to call. I'll talk to you whatever on your mind. I'm still waiting. Okay, so there's two things that I've challenged the city of Montgomery on that nobody has come to me yet about. One is show me anybody that actually changed their gender. Two is give me anybody that has more right. Show me anybody who don't in the city of Montgomery, regardless of their sexual orientation, whatever the hell they want to do, that don't have the same rights I do. Now that's two. So far, nobody's. I'm about to go out and find somebody in the gay community, have them come on air with me, and see, because I think they make a lot of noise about nothing. But we need to talk to them. I don't know what. I mean, they put all these flags up and stuff. If you're proud of what you are, then come on air. Let's have that conversation. Really, because we really don't care what you do. We really don't. I mean, most people don't. We mind our own business. We do our own thing. We don't care. Okay? I mean, really. I mean, you do you. I do me. Just want to let you do me. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Yeah, I meant to. I got off track. Yeah, I got off track. Well, I just got off. I mean, it's too late now. I got off track on it. I'll have to hit it when I get back. So, I Right. Mm-hmm.
Talk about their people like black folks talk about their people. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You're not going to do it. Just stay quiet. Let you stay quiet about everything else. But they should not be mistreated. I heard you allude to it the other day. 8 people that got killed this month up there in Donaldson, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know how we're going to get the attention of the folks. I mean, that's the only way. Yeah. Well, I don't care about Washington D.C. But I'll go here. But I don't care. Well, I really don't have time. I run out of time.
They're not going to address that problem. You know that. You didn't call them. You didn't try to talk to them. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
So they're not going to do it. So we gave them an opportunity. Let's try Washington, D.C.
But we've been there before, and it didn't happen. Well, we haven't got their attention. Right. But we ain't got their attention. We haven't got their attention. They don't care. They can ignore you on the phone. Right. But they can ignore you. Right. They can ignore you on the phone. We need to get about 300 people up there to that Department of Corrections office down here in Montgomery and get their attention, because they don't care nothing about a phone call.
Okay, let me say that I'm going to let you go. That's why I want to catch you on the end, because you're going to be gone for a week, so nobody will be talking about it. You take all your conservative white friends that call. You think they'll come out and go down there with? I got about 8 or 9 or 10 whites in my organization. I know they'll be there.
Yeah.
I can count on them.
Well, all we can do is plan it. I think all we have to do is, if we could plan it and be strategic about that plan, and really get people that are seriously will go with us. then I think we can make a difference. And it's got to be white and black folk, because sooner or later somebody's going to find out. Appreciate it. Sooner or later, some of my kids going to be down there too. Some of them well-known people, kids get in trouble too. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, listen, I heard you was talking a few minutes ago about the thing with the gay folks.
Right.
Isn't it amazing? Really it is. That they're more concerned about homosexuals having more rights than straight people, as opposed to dealing with this record-blowing rate of crime that we're having here in this city. It's mind-blowing. You know, what a person doing their bed is their business. But and that doesn't, you know, when a person decides to move to Montgomery, they don't ask how many gay people are in the city. I've never heard of that. They always talk about education and crime. We've had 2 years of record-breaking homicides. And the best they can come up with is not talking about it and making sure that gay people are comfortable. It's mind-blowing. I promise you, 2023, Montgomery is a clean house. That's all of the place. You have a great day and have a safe trip.
All right. Appreciate it. Take one more. We're going to call this today. Good morning. All righty then. Good morning. Who's this? All righty then. That's the end of that. Okay. I got no more time for no more nonsense. All right then. One more time. I'll give you one more shot. Good morning. Yes. All righty then. Good morning. Who's this? Hey, David. Oh, really? What part? What part? Where you going to?
North of Albany, the state capital, a little town called Glens Falls, near Lake George in Saratoga.
Okay. Well, hey, man, we'll meet each other. Well, I'm going on the bus, so I may bring a plane back, but I'm going on the bus. I want to see the country.
It's beautiful up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, have a safe trip. Are you coming back?
Yeah.
Oh, well, make sure. Okay. Well, make sure you call us when you get back. If I'm make sure I got back, and I'll make sure you got back. All right, man. Appreciate it. Well, I got time. Okay, one more call. We're gonna. Good morning. Who's this? I gotta get some blocking software. Good morning. Who's this? Okay. All right then. Well, I gotta go. All right, one more call. Let me see who's gonna jerk. Yes, you gotta turn your radio down quickly.
Hey, Kevin, I just want to say to you and your callers that it's never too late. You know, in your mind, if you perceive it, in your heart, you believe it, then you can achieve it. And as your callers, like I said earlier today, trust in God, for He would lead you, and He would never leave you alone. Amen.
All right, amen. That's good advice. Thank you, sir. Time's up. All right, let me go to a place. I'm gonna get ready to go to a place I've never been before. I'm gonna check it out. 8 million people in one place. That's a lot of people. I can get lost in there. I gotta go see Hannity while I'm there, and the mayor. So I'll let you guys know about how the audition goes. Okay, and the interview with the mayor of New York City. Maybe I get a chance to talk to him while I'm there. And I got to tell them, because evidently they don't know that the Supreme Court said in New York you can actually carry a gun for your personal protection, a concealed weapon. I don't know. I don't know if the people in New York heard that, because they probably blocked it out. But I'm gonna have to go up there and tell them that's what the Supreme Court said. So let everybody say, I mean, everybody should be able to protect themselves. That's what the Supreme Court said. All right, time's up. We'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Yes,
News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. Covering news out of Troy, police say a burglary suspect was shot and killed Tuesday night. Authorities say they responded to Academy Street, less than a mile from the police department. Victim told officers an armed man was inside of his home, and after
Look out! All right then.